I'm Pebbles, and welcome to Just Look Up, a Positively Pebbles podcast. Life is not easy. It's challenging, it's frustrating, and it can be downright disheartening. But it's also full of beautiful people, moments, and experiences. Need more of that? Well, just look up. All right, let's jump right into this week's Peb Talk. So recently I got off a call with one of my longtime best friends. We have been through a lot together, and right now she's going through it. I listened as she told me about what to her feels like an impossible family situation, one that she never expected to be in and is weighing heavily on her. I listened as she cried on the phone and let out what she has obviously been holding in for a while, saying things that are hard to get out, things some people would say you don't say out loud, but things that are necessary to say for your mental well-being. I listened and had to stop myself from trying to offer suggestions to solve the bigger problem, the problem that doesn't have an easy or quick solution. That would take time. Instead, I tried to offer up small solutions that could at least help in the short term, small steps to help her get stronger to deal with the long term. She ended up calling me about an hour later to let me know about a positive break in the situation, and I was so grateful that my friend was able to feel a little bit at ease. It was a reminder for me that I can't solve everyone's problems, but I can be there to listen and to offer up the little things to help ease a burden in some way. Little things matter in so many ways, in friendship and all our relationships, in our daily habits, in the things that bring us joy, in the kindness we extend to strangers. The little things matter. I hope this serves as a reminder to you as well that when we can't address the big things, there are a whole lot of little things we can do that become the big things. Thank you for coming to my Peb Talk. Time for some good news. Arthur made a Facebook post and talked about an experience where he decided to become what he calls a quiet criminal. He's been an American history teacher for 38 years, and as he said, I've lectured on the Great Depression, on breadlines and poverty, trying to make the black and white photos feel real to kids who live in a world of vibrant color and constant noise. But he says that the most brutal history lesson wasn't in his textbook, it was in the cafeteria. He said there was a quiet sophomore named Marcus who sat in the back of his class. He was a good kid and drew incredible sketches of Civil War soldiers in his notebook. One day he saw him in the lunch line when the cashier he'd known for 20 years said something to him. His shoulders slumped and she handed him not a tray of hot food, but a cold cheese sandwich, the alternative meal. He sat at an empty table, didn't end up eating, and just stared at the wall. At that moment, something inside of him snapped. The next day, he walked into the main office before school and gave the cafeteria manager a folded $50 bill. He said that he wanted to start a fund, anonymously, for the kids who come up short. She didn't say a word and just nodded. Arthur started doing this every week and called it the Invisible Lunch Fund. He said it was his quiet rebellion that went on for a year. Well, one day, one of his AP history students stayed after class and told him that she knew about the lunch money and she wanted to help. The next week, a group of students from his AP class set up a bake sale to help with the fund. Fast forward, Arthur is retiring this year, and the Invisible Lunch Fund is now just called The Fund, run entirely by the students. He says that for 38 years, he tried to teach kids that history is shaped by big speeches and epic battles, but he was wrong. History isn't just about the noise. It's about the quiet moments and unspoken acts of grace. He said that's the America he wants to believe in. Time for Pebbles from the Past, where I read from one of my past journals and see what lessons we can learn from a new perspective. Well, today's entry is from May 7th, 2003. I wrote this about one of my therapy sessions, and for privacy issues, I'll refer to my therapist as Dr. P. Here's what I wrote. My sessions with Dr. P are getting harder and harder. I'm starting to get to some really core issues that are extremely painful. Today was about me not feeling good enough, feeling like I don't give enough. not being able to see myself as I truly am, only being able to see what I am not. As much as I do for other people, I can't help but feel that I am just not enough. Why do I refuse to see all that I do? And when I read this, I felt like it was something that I'm sure so many of you could relate to. Why do we refuse to see all that we do and all that we are? This is where I feel like affirmations can be of such help. I am enough. There is so much good inside of me. I am worthy of all that I want and desire. Repeat them, write them down, display them where you can see them. And most important, believe them. Time for one last look up. And it's something that I think goes well with the last journal entry. There's a quote that I love that randomly I have come across a lot lately. And I do believe that when things like that happen, it's not a coincidence. It's meant for me. And now I want it to be meant for you. The quote is by the late, great Toni Morrison, and it's simply, "You are your best thing. You are your best thing." It's a quote from her novel, Beloved. When you look at all that you have and your roles in this life, my hope is for you to remember that at the very essence of it all is you. You are your best thing. You are unique. You are special. You bring something to the world that no one else can. Carry this with you through all of your days. You are your best thing. Thank you so much for spending this time with me and for tuning in to my new podcast. If you haven't already, check out my previous episodes and be sure to subscribe to my weekly Sunday Positively Pebbles newsletter. All the details are in the show notes. I'm Pebbles, and until next week, choose joy, choose compassion, choose you, and just look up.